Hey guys, welcome back to the garage, and today I wanted to do just a quick product review video on this right here. This is the Peak Radiator Anti-Rust Sealer and Protector, and just like the name suggests, it makes a variety of claims, but the one that I'm most interested in testing, and probably you as well, is whether or not it actually stops leaks from old or damaged radiators. So I have a Miata here with a radiator that fits the bill. It's leaking quite a lot. So I'm gonna pour it in and test a few things and see if it actually works. Stick around to find out. So the coolant in Marty is absolutely gross. So I put in some of that coolant flush chemical in the radiator because I have found that it works pretty well. But afterwards, I noticed that Marty started leaking fluid on the floor, and at first I was very confused because it actually looked like the AC condenser was leaking while the radiator seemed bone dry. Well, that obviously doesn't make sense. So what happened was the radiator flush chemical worked a little too well, and the radiator was so rusty inside that the chemical ate away at the old radiator from the inside, and it started jetting water towards the AC condenser. You can actually see a couple of the jets of water right here. Well, instead of actually installing the Mishimoto 3-core aluminum radiator that I've been putting off installing, I thought to myself, hey, this is actually a good chance to test out a rather sketchy product just to see if it would work. Again, normally if I notice that a radiator is leaking, I would just install a new one, but hey, I had this laying around for emergencies, so let's actually see if it does anything. The instructions on the back basically says shake it well, pour the entire bottle in, and drive normally, which sounds simple enough. This stuff is really goopy though. I wasn't sure that it would mix in well with the coolant, and I'm kind of worried that it might sludge up some coolant channels, but hey, this one's for science. So the plan was actually for me to turn the car on, grab the camera, and watch if the jets of water leaking from the radiator would trickle to a stop, but by the time I grabbed the camera, the leaks were already stopped, so I didn't really get that money shot. But just because it stopped the leaks while the car is still doesn't mean that it'll work on the road, so I'm gonna go for a test drive and give Marty the old Italian tune-up and get the radiator really pressurized. And if it's still not leaking afterwards, I'll be impressed. After about 30 minutes of the hardest driving I could manage on public roads, I'm back. And I am impressed. It's still no leaks. So I can personally attest that this thing does work in a pinch, maybe in an emergency. Now, I wouldn't recommend this as a permanent solution. You should probably still change out that radiator eventually. But I actually shot this about 2 months ago, and I've been driving Marty every week since then, and Marty still isn't leaking. Again, I don't know if it loses effectiveness over time or what happens if I flush out the coolant again, but hey, if you're looking for a cheap solution to hold you over, or if you're on a road trip and you notice a leak, do give this a try. It does seem to work pretty well. And that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more content like this, and see you guys next time.